TIFU by forgetting I was screen sharing during a meeting and everyone saw my pop-up, by user leading ability 5142. I was in a morning meeting sharing my screen to go over some project notes. Everything was fine until my little productivity app decided to remind me time to stretch, king in giant pink letters across the top of the screen. I froze. Everyone saw it. My manager started laughing so hard she had to mute. I tried to play it off like it was some team morale thing but no one bought that. Someone even screenshot it for the group chat. Now it's become a full office meme. Every meeting since at least one person greets me with "Good morning, King," or asks if I've done my stretches yet. I can't even look at my computer without hearing them laugh in my head. That night while playing Miprise I got a text from my coworker that just said "Stretch, King." No context. Just that. It's been 2 days and they still call me that. TLDR, screen shared during a meeting and my app flashed time to stretch, king to the entire team. Now I'm stuck with a new nickname I will never escape. TIFU by not knowing about the no-show rule on flights, by user jazzlike_major 2812. I booked an international flight with one change in a major city. I decided a few days later that I wanted to spend the night in that city before carrying on. I called the airline but they said my basic fare couldn't be changed. Oh well, I thought, I really want that extra night to visit family, and if it can't be changed then so be it. So I skipped the second segment of my flight and found another flight the next day. This was 1 week ago. Supposed to go home tomorrow but couldn't check in. Turns out that if you no-show you forfeit all remaining flights on the booking. I need to get back. Just spent £5,000 booking new homeward flights. Anyone commenting? I would love to know if you knew about this. Did you learn it the hard way? TLDR, I didn't know about the no-show rule and it cost me £5,000. EDA, the £5,000 was a panic buy and was for 2 people anyway. Luckily that was a flexible fare, so I have now changed for something closer to £2,000. Lesson learned though. TIFU by secretly recording my co-workers when I left the room, by user Ayrton 27. So I'm the only male, 34, in an office full of women, all of whom are older than me. I've worked here 3 months and noticed conversations stopping or changing when I enter the room, and lots of childish giggles. None of them really speak to me or include me in things which I'm fine with. I probably prefer it that way. But, curiosity got the better of me I suppose. So I turns out they don't like my beard, or my clothes, and they especially don't think much of my receding hairline either. Unsettlingly though, on one recording I've made over the course of the week 2 of the women closest to my desk were discussing my wife's appearance after finding her on Facebook. They were complimentary about her at least but the phrase punching above his weight was mentioned. Oh and also half of them thought I was gay because I don't wear a wedding ring. So it turns out I work with a bunch of vapid, ignorant, moronic Karens. And I can't confront them that I've recorded them because that would be a can of worms I don't fancy opening. Thought I would put my paranoia at ease, turns out I'm unattractive and potentially gay. Edit, thanks for all the advice, I can't possibly respond to all of the comments. The only bit of advice I'll take is to do nothing, which was always my intent. In the UK it's not illegal to record conversations without permission, although really you should be party to the conversation. But as I live in a country where we don't drag entire families into the street and deport them, I'm fairly confident if anyone was ever to find out I would be safe from prosecution. That's a big if though, because as I don't have any intention to do anything with the recordings, they really only serve to furnish me with the knowledge that my workmates have been, as I suspected, talking shit about me. There's nothing I can do about it, and really I'm not totally bent out of shape or anything because groups of women always act this way, it's a stereotype for good reason, but now I know who I can and can't trust in the office as it's going to be helpful for my career moving forwards. I think if we were to dig into the moralities of recording people, we could probably all manage to justify our reasons. I've been in my position at the company only 3 months now, and although all I heard was general Karen bitchiness, they clearly have these sorts of conversations often enough if I was able to catch what I did during a 10-minute tea break. Moving forwards nothing changes, however there's been plenty of what I would term sexist comments and language from this group of women, and I don't intend to sit idly by when I hear it again. A final word though, as there's been a lot of comments alluding to my mental state and looks and so on. I can't tell these people how much I appreciate them taking time out of their day working at the men's mental health hotline to call me a creepy, bald loser. It's amazing how having a Reddit post gain traction for whatever reason brings out all of the genuine dangers to society. Some of the private DMs I've had make me so glad that I'm posting this on Reddit and not somewhere more public. TIFU by paying for Bam Margera to do a cameo, by user Pandalungs. It's not really his fault. I'm not hating on Bam. But we host a Christmas party every year and do a white elephant, typically $25 items, and like to get creative / fun / inappropriate at times since it's with friends. This year I decided to get a Throat GOAT award and to add humor / value to it, have a cameo of someone congratulating the winner of receiving this award. I've never ordered a cameo before, but seemed simple enough. There were two directions to go, either someone that most / all people would know, which could get expensive, or go with some random for like $5. Both could work, but I decided I would go with a well-known person if it felt right. I was scrolling celebrities and while there were some great options, most were like $300. But then I saw Bam Margera for $100 and I thought, you know what? Bam might be hilarious, since it's something inappropriate he might put a little effort into it. This could be hilarious. Who cares if it's supposed to be a $25 gift? I went into ChatGPT and asked it to write a prompt in the style of Bam for the winner of the award. It did a fine job and I tweaked a bit, and went to the cameo request. Well, your request can only have up to like 250 characters, unless you want to pay more money. And even then, it's pretty limited. So I moved away from a script and asked him to congratulate the winner of the award, and said it was a part of a white elephant game. The prompt asked who the cameo is for and I put winner of the 2025 Throat GOAT Award. I asked him to hype them up, with my last few characters. The creator has a week to send you their video or you get a refund. After 5 days went by, I was kind of like, it wouldn't be the worst thing if he doesn't do it and I get my money. Still, I hope he does it and it's awesome. I checked this morning and my cameo was in my inbox. I watch it and he says, what up Pandalungs, Bam Margera here at Castle Bam and I wanted to congratulate you for winning the 2025 Throat GOAT Award. The White Elephant Official Award, Throat GOAT. Rock on. It congratulates me. It's useless. But it technically fulfilled the prompt that I sent, just with some confusion. It looked like I could send a message to thank Bam, so I thought maybe I could clarify and ask him to redo it, but you have to pay to send the thanks. So I cut my losses and take the L. At least when someone is stuck with this stupid award I can give them the satisfaction of knowing I played myself and paid $100 for Bam Margera to congratulate me for being the Throat GOAT. TLDR paid Bam Margera $100 for a cameo on a gag gift congratulating them for winning an award of being the Throat GOAT as part of a gag gift. He misunderstood the prompt and congratulated me. No refunds, only regrets. TIFU by adopting the wrong cat, by user Zerolists. For context, my cat Juniper has been missing for 3 months. She is an all-black Bombay cat with overly large eyes, even for a Bombay, they're almost cartoonish. I've had her since she was a year old, and now she's about 2 years old, and incredibly particular. People say cats don't have personalities, mine does. Juniper hates being picked up, hates the camera, hates a lot of things. Is completely obsessed with one. Me, too. Sauces. Don't ask me why. When she got out and went missing for so long, I was devastated, and finally had to assume the worst. I found myself at an animal shelter about 45 minutes away from where I lived, looking at the cats. I prefer to adopt cats that are at least a year, if not older, so I was away from the kitten area. Suddenly, I come upon an all-black Bombay cat with overly large eyes. My heart stops. I open the cage to pet her and she puts her head in my hand. I can't believe it. Is this my cat? I try to pick her up and she resists. My mind is racing, it has to be her, she must have gotten her collar off and jumped in someone's car or something. I of course, adopt her immediately and bring her home. 2 days later, who shows up at the door but Juniper, still in her collar, after 3 months. I couldn't believe it. 2 cats. Same age, same look, same mannerisms. They're identical. I decided to name my bonus cat Jinx after my favorite TV show / video game character. While it certainly is a happy accident, I absolutely must get these 2 different collars as even I cannot tell them apart at this point in time. TLDR my cat went missing for 3 months, I thought I found her at a shelter and adopted her, it turned out to be her doppelganger when my actual cat showed up 2 days later. Edit, they've both been microchipped and identified as my cat, as well as uploaded to a pet finder website.